Hey guys, how's it going? This is my wife over there. I have never shown her in a video yet. And
Hello.
her name is Alina. So we were just having a wonderful talk on this day off, walking around a park here in our area, and a topic came up that I've never really talked about in the clarity in which came up in our conversation. And I know it's something that's maybe confused people, or I often find people getting stuck in without realizing it. It has to do with being with one's own true experience versus looking for one's own true experience. And this pertains to spiritual practices that are new to you. Perhaps you've never done a style of yoga or inquiry or meditation. And unfortunately, we often find ourselves trying to duplicate what we read about, as opposed to hearing about what we read about, feeling inspired, and then going about the instructions or the pointers, and then leaving it open and blank as we go, finding out for ourselves what our true experience is in the unfolding and the exploration. Because if you approach something, say, weightlifting, and I say, oh, I felt really powerful and stronger and more confident as I did it. And you approach it, and the whole time you're kind of looking around in your experience. Oh, am I feeling more confident? When's this confidence going to happen? Oh, are muscles getting bigger yet? When's this going to happen? The unfolding that's taking place is you're looking around and your analyzation and your hopes and frustrations with it happening or not happening, as opposed to doing it, maybe following a method, and then without having to look, the experience that will take place is the unfolding. You may have a slightly different experience. You may notice a little bit of confidence, say, down the road after doing it for a few weeks. But you also may say, hey, actually, there's more groundedness and joy, or maybe it's bringing up some challenges and body ideas. And that's your unfolding, and that's an invitation to play with and work with and look into that. And then maybe as you continue, more things come out, and then maybe a year down the road, you're like, oh yeah, now there's some confidence. But if you're really just lost in the journey of exploring, it won't necessarily matter if you find the things that you were inspired by originally. And this is true with inquiry and looking into spirituality and non-duality and self or no self, or like, these are just words and symbols that someone described or nobody described as they went through it. And if you're doing these practices and trying to follow these pointers, looking specifically for your interpretation, literally the unfolding is going to be your activity of looking for the interpretation. And you can get lost in that, you can get frustrated in that, you can throw it all away because it didn't seem like anything normal. I was looking for this and that, and I didn't find that. But the thing is, maybe you didn't drop the activity of searching for something specific. You limited your view, you limited your potential, you limited the possibility by having an expectation, by having a demand on the situation, by desperately looking for this or that. And often this desperately looking is because you feel like you're desperately lacking something. There's a whole other subject, but if you're approaching this from a place of, and you can't really avoid this, you generally get into these new activities because you want to improve something. You feel weak, so you try to lift weights. You feel depressed, so you hear meditation will improve that. You've heard that no self, no mind is the ultimate way and the ultimate freedom. So you look for that in the journey, in the exploration. But the thing is in the looking and in the expectation and in the hope that you fix yourself through that process, that's what you're wrapped up in. And it can be mind-blowingly different when you can learn to approach this from the point of view that I'm sharing. And again, don't get wrapped up in trying to accomplish this point of view that I'm sharing. It's something that, as you listen to and maybe come back to more and more and get inspired by, and you feel the pointer of, it will unfold. But again, the importance is, no matter what you're doing and what you're exploring, whether it's just mundane so-called life, doing your job, learning a new skill, making money, exploring the pointers of no mind, no self, you do it from the point of view or from the stance of not looking for anything in particular. You just do so-called your best to follow the pointers, do your best to follow the steps, and then let it take place. Stick with it for a period of time. Don't get frustrated that in a week nothing happened. In that week that you got frustrated, that's what happened. And maybe it requires 2 or 3 weeks of just doing the pointers and then having no expectation. Because sometimes you could say the time that's necessary for change is more than you were hoping, right? And maybe it won't be. So I hope that inspired something, maybe cleared up something about approaching anything. Because this pointer is, in a way, a whole new way of living. Because as you approach this pointer, it may dawn on you that often your natural state of mind and your natural state of relating with the now, relating with just isness, is often a focus on trying to get something out of it and looking for something in particular. So I hope that clears something, and that you can take this forward in your life in every endeavor. All right? Hope that was useful. Take care. Bye.